welcome back to Wendy's Colouring. Today is my end of the month video. Yay! So yeah, have a look at what I've got coloured. If I can pick them up. I've got some of these coloured. Yay! Hurrah! Yeah, so yeah, got a few done this month. Tried to do a slightly different thing this month in that I'm trying to cut down on my post-it note use, because normally as I do a page, I normally add a post-it to say what I've used, but instead this month I've tried to be good and do a journal page instead, so I might need to keep having a look at that, so apologies. My usual practice is slightly different today, so I might make a mess of it, but yeah, hopefully not. It might mean I have to keep putting my glasses on and off. Anyway, we'll see. Might be a disaster, might be post-it noting again next month. Anyway, let me shift the pile so we can actually have a look. I could do this kind of open somewhere, but I don't have any room. Did it go there? Please fit there. Yes and no. That'll do. Can I read it from there? Who knows? Oh, got to. Don't want to. So, first page in this book. Now I'm looking at it. Totally don't know. Oh, Wizard of Oz. I'm like, no, I don't know. I want to say Hansel and Gretel. I don't know why. This cover always reminds me of Hansel and Gretel. But as I was thinking it, my brain was like, no, Wendy, that's not what this book is. Yeah, Wizard of Oz. Wizard of Oz, that's what it is. By Fabiana Attanasio. I think I got this via Amazon from Poland, something like that. So there are still odd ones out there. And I had not done anything in this book up to now. So this is my page. Amazingly, a double. Goodness knows how I found the time to do a double. Yeah, I've had a few ums and ahs about this page, and you can kind of see there's something going on a little bit with the background. It did at one point have a watercolour metallic, as you can probably just about see a little bit, metallic watercolour background on it, and I hated it. Don't know why, it just didn't work. It wasn't sitting very nicely on this paper. And in the end I was like, no, we're just going to colour over it and get rid of it. And it's kind of got rid of it, but you can just see the odd little bit of sheen here and there. Colour-wise, this is in my Arteza Experts. I quite like my Arteza Experts. I don't use them a huge amount. Some are getting a bit short now. They're kind of this kind of size. But they have not been available all year in the UK, and I've given up even looking for them anymore. So I kind of conclusion, actually I'm just going to use up my Arteza Experts, and then once the set's down to a colour palette that I'm no longer enjoying because there's too many missing, I'm just going to take them to school and the kids will finish them off, no problem. But yeah, so all the balloon work was in Arteza Experts, and my little girlie, I probably did something else for the face though, I would have thought. Or maybe did I use the Arteza? Good question. What have I written it down? I don't know, maybe I did. Maybe I did. I haven't put the usual luminance on her skin. Who knows? I think I just had the Arteza out. Other colours, I did use my Color Macarons, the 72 set, with this as well, just to give me some lighter tones. They work quite well actually with the Arteza Experts. I thought they were okay together. Lightwish acrylic pens, as per usual. Her little ruby slippers, which are glittery, was one of my Archie's handmade watercolour paints from Etsy. I think I got one of those kind of grab bags from Archie's. I think they were only cheap, but it did have some little glitter watercolour that was only like a little half pan, but only half filled. But the paint in it is actually really nice. So yeah, that's what's on her slippers. It did have my own metallic paint in the background, but now you can't see it. And some Signo Sparkling Silver and Pencil Dual Hybrid. The silver is the Signo, and the greeny kind of blue is the Pentel. Just little bits in the balloon. So I think the idea is she's sewing the balloon, and then the next page, as you can see, is the balloons. So it kind of makes sense later. But yeah, I had to do a little doggy. I quite enjoyed it. Quite enjoyed doing a dress. And I quite like her hair. It was just the background Yeah, for some reason, I think I went a bit mad. I did put a layer of the acrylic pen on, and I think I was like, oh no, I'm just going to do it in the acrylic pen, so I put quite a lot of layers on, and it was clearly too much for the watercolour. It was clearly too smooth, so I kept getting patches that kind of resisted the watercolour quite badly, so yeah, I gave up and thought, oh, I'll just colour over it. And it's kind of okay. I did enjoy the balloon, although it did take a lot longer than I was imagining. And I think it's my Signo that's actually shedding quite badly. I can't really see, but quite glittery fingers just from these little bits down on the bottom. But yeah, I did enjoy it, and like I say, this was an uncoloured book, so I'm quite happy I've made a start in it, and on a double page, which as I'm working was quite a surprise to me as well. But yeah, just quite fancied doing it. So that was my first page in Wizard of Oz by Fabiana Attanasio. Somewhere else to put that, because the dog is lying on the mat next to me where I normally chuck them, and she won't appreciate me chucking that on her head. Then I did get sent this lovely PDF by Millie Blooms. She's Millie Blooms on Etsy. I'll try and add the link again underneath just so it's a bit easier to find. It's only a single L in Millie, not double L, which is what I keep nearly writing every time. This I did in my Ohuhu markers, the ones that again are on the channel this month. So I did a base, you can kind of see how much I did with the markers. I basically didn't do him. I did a base in the markers first, and then I think I just used my luminance over the top. Let me check my list. Yeah, I think I just used a little bit of luminance just to add an extra little bit of shadow, and I added a bit more kind of stalks here behind, and just working into the leaves and these little seed pod things. I worked into those as well, and he was all in luminance to do that. But yeah, I quite enjoy it. I don't do a huge amount of PDFs, but yeah, I've got this nice Nina paper now. It's available on Amazon UK, hurrah! And even better, my printer that never wants to work seems to like it and prints okay on it, and even better, it doesn't seem to... I'm having a lot of trouble with it. It prints okay, and then when I touch it, it's kind of all over me. But yeah, it seems to seal properly on this paper, so I'm guessing that the heat mechanism and this paper seem to get to the right point with this paper, so... Yeah, and this paper is nice to work on. It's nice with the markers. Although you can see it on the back, if you, like normally I've got another sheet of something underneath, it isn't going through to the sheet on the back. So it is coming through, but it's not coming through enough to mark something else, which I think is quite nice as well. And it does feel nice with the markers, and feels quite nice with the pencils on as well. So yeah, I'm quite enjoying that I've got a paper that I quite like working on to do some of the PDFs that I've got around and about. I've printed a few more off this week, and now out of paper. Just ordered another one. Please come. But yeah, I enjoyed this little sheet. I thought it was quite fun. Nice little quick one. Yeah. Pop that on my pile. Then another new book to me was in my haul this month. It's just gone. Spooky colouring book by Sarah Zawecki. I'm guessing. I'm making it up now. It's probably wrong. But yeah, this was new to me. I went with my Artex on this page. Again, this is nice paper in these books. I quite enjoyed it. Because the cat was black, I didn't want to do the hat and the cauldron black, so I hadn't checked the front properly. I didn't realise that the hat is purple, but it's green now. Who cares? Not me. It's my book. I can have it green if I want, can't I? But yeah, so I went for this odd kind of strange colour for a cauldron, but yeah, I quite like it overall. The Artex were nice on here. I thought they worked quite nicely. Used a couple of different drawing with them as well. I think it was this kind of colour in the middle of my cauldron that I just wanted to soften it off a little bit with something lighter. So I think I did use the Derwent drawing white on that. And what's the other funny colour that I use a lot? I have it in my pot here, wheat. I use that quite a lot as well in various different pages. Just to soften a colour, it's quite good, that little wheat pencil. My usual Light Wish and Gangnam paint pens. I think I've been using the Gangnam white one, which I think they sent me free from Ali or Temu or one of this one anyway. I wish this had a nice fine marker because I quite like it as a marker, but as you can see it's quite a big pen. But I do use that occasionally for white. I do quite like it. And I think that's pretty much it for this page. But yeah, I quite enjoyed it. Oh, I've got to be honest, this journal will not stay open. As soon as I let go of it, it's shutting again, which is no use when I'm trying to read it, is it? And it does mean I can't do this, because I have to keep hold of the journal. Post-it notes might be back soon, who knows? But yeah, I quite liked it. And I'm half thinking, even though it's November next month, I kind of quite fancy doing another one in here, because they're not huge little images. The paper's lovely. Play about with different things in them. It's a nice book, isn't it? It's I'd definitely like to see some more books from this publisher, because they do a colouring book really quite nicely. But yeah, that was my first page in Spooky Colouring Book by Sarah. I won't try and ruin that word again. Then I also tried, let's get rid of my feather bookmark, this month my first page in Atlantis, which helpfully is on the other side of my notebook. Yeah, first page in this, and I've got to be honest, I was a bit nervous about working in this, and as usual I have got a mark all the way down my cover because just messy worker. And I did go out for a portrait. Let's see if I can persuade this to stay open. I did go for a portrait. Yeah, I did enjoy doing this project. I had the face done, and I think my other half did come in and go, "Oh, she's a very funny colour." Obviously, he didn't realise it was an Atlantis book, so I let him off that. Yeah, she's underwater, dear. But yeah, I quite enjoyed working on it. It did take quite a while. I've got to be honest, I quite enjoyed doing the faces, and I kind of quite enjoyed doing these shell things that I've done in the wrong colour really, but I'd started so I carried on. But her takes so long. It's quite repetitive, isn't it, doing the hair? And yeah, I do get a bit bored with her. I know lots of colourists really love doing hair, don't they? But I like it once it's done. But yeah, I don't love doing hair, if I'm really honest. I get a bit bored. I get to about this point, like I start from the top normally, and I quite enjoy doing the top bit. And then I get to about here and I'm like, oh, I'm overdoing it. Really am overdoing the hair. I'm sick of her. Don't wish to do any more. So her skin was my usual mix of luminance, and again I used some Derwent drawing over the top of skin. I did put a bit of purple into her skin this time, just because I did want it to feel a bit more like, you know, she's a person that lives underwater. She's not quite beach tanned, let's put it that way. So yeah, I did use the luminance and Derwent drawing on her face. The hair and the fans were mainly light fast. I don't use my light fast a huge amount, but they are handy for her. I don't feel they move as much, and obviously they keep the point just a little bit longer than my luminance do, and I carried on using them for the shells as well. The little pearly things, they were my Holbeins, because I quite like the combinations, the pink and lilac, for little kind of pearl beady things. And I think I did use the same ones in her nails just to match it up, and there's a few gems in the same colour in her fan as well. What else have I used? Light Wish acrylic paint pens, obviously. I've not put it on, but I know that it is Renaissance watercolour paint. All the sparkly bits on here, on her face, on these little bubbles, and all this background are all luminance paints from Etsy. Because it wasn't a big area of watercolour, I do quite like using hers when you really want a bit of proper super sparkle. I think the top one is one of the chrome ones, And then these two were one of the last year's advent calendar paints, and the same for these little bubbles they are. And then I think I did use I did use a little bit of it in her fan, but there's also some Signo sparkling in some of these little sections in her fan as well. Oh, no, on her ring as well. There's some of the luminance. Not luminance. Renaissance. Can't talk. But yeah, first page in this beautiful book. Yeah, I'm reasonably happy with it. I'm not so sure about the background. I'm not sure, I shouldn't have done it in pencil, but it is what it is. Oh, and I think I did use a bit of Art Spirits. Yeah, I did one of the Art Spirits glitter paints over the top of her hair. I mean, see, you can kind of see a little bit of the glitter in her hair. So yeah, she has some of the Art Spirits glitter paint on her hair just over the top of my colouring. So yeah, you can't kind of see it from every angle, can you? But yeah, it also has that as well. So yeah, my first page in, I'm absolutely full of glitter. My hands is just like glitter. Got some off this page. I clearly had a glittery month this month. First page in beautiful Tales from Atlantis by Hannah Carlson. Pew, breathe a sigh of relief. I didn't wreck my Hannah Carlson book first page in. And then I did Lulu Mayo last month, and then this book was in my most recent haul, and I suppose I did buy it for this month really. A Million Little Monsters by Lulu Mayo. So I thought I'd do a single in it. And I did this page. I need to flick back in my book, or do I? No, I don't. This is the trouble when I've got a book, can't find my own page. Million Little Monsters, yes, this one. So these are in Holbeins. All the little characters are in my Holbeins. Metallic watercolours is just my own in the background. This top one went a little bit lumpy. Can't really see it because of the sheen when you're looking, but yeah, it's almost like it's got sand underneath or something. It's just a little bit gritty. Maybe I needed to grind it a bit more, but yeah, I quite like the colour of it. But yeah, the top surface of it I find a bit annoying. It's just not as smooth as I would have liked. I think there's also a bit of Art Spirits glitter paint inside the little rooms and on this little cloud, which again can't really see from that distance, but yeah, there's a little bit of glitter on the little pinky cloud and the glitter blue that's inside the little windows. Those are the Art Spirits as well. Was that one? Oh, I think that was one of the Art Spirits paints as well that I did the little ghosts with. So the ghosts are like chrome and like off gold colour as well, with watercolour as well. And what else have we done? Obviously Lightwish acrylic paint pens. And I think that's it really, yeah, for that little cute selection of weird characters on this page. It's quite a selection, isn't it? You've got a cloud, you've got a robot, giant cat, monstery things, ghosts. It's quite a strange page. It's quite a strange book, isn't it? But yeah, I quite enjoyed it. I'm not sure whether I'll do another one in this month coming forward, but yeah, I did quite enjoy this one. So first page in A Million Little Monsters by Lulu Mayo. Then I'd also printed, I've got bookmarks everywhere, I'm going to move them. I'd also printed Welcome to the Forest by Morgan O'Brien, and I did this one. Let me move my little bookmarks. Don't work very well when it's just a loose sheet. But yeah, Welcome to the Forest. This was my Ohuhu markers for all the section in the middle, so the characters, my sky, all the pumpkins, all of those. Just because I wanted to use them a bit more and get used to them and kind of work out really what colours I feel I'm missing and then sets. But in the main, I'm finding I can do quite a lot just with them without... I'm half thinking they're quite handy in the little bags they came in, because I can literally just have them in front of me on the desk in the 3 bags, and you've kind of got skin cones, brights, pastels. And in the main, I'm managing without adding anything into them to still do, you know, most things I've tried to do with them so far. So, and I do quite like the nibs in them. So yeah, so far pretty pleased. Getting acrylic markers I've used on here as well for some of the line work. The green was a bit of a disaster. I quite like it now, but I started to use, because I thought, I'm not going to run out my hoo-hoo markers straight away. So I pulled out one of my Spectrum Noir Tri-blends to start this green, and it's a set, it's just 2 of the pens. But yeah, running out then. I'd got kind of 3/4 of the way around, so persuading it to get enough ink on the page to actually be able to finish this off was an absolute, it looked terrible at one point. And I've ended up using my those clear blenders that came in the Ohuhu set to kind of blend this out so many times to try and get it to look a bit more even, so it kind of looks even now-ish. And then I think I did just use one of my Copics for the black around the edge, but again that started running out as well, so this page was just doomed to run out of ink, which is the downside of doing something in ink. But isn't that funny? Like, all those went through, but none of my Copics gone through. That's what I don't get. I just don't get it at all. Perhaps because the marker was too dry. Who knows? But it's, yeah, I quite like it, and I kind of quite like it. You can still see a bit of brush mark with this, because I kind of kept going just with the circle, and it kind of feels like it enhances the insides a little bit. But yeah, I've enjoyed working on this little one. Didn't take me that long to do. Could have added a little bit of coloured pencil in here and there, but yeah, I didn't. Just stayed playing with the markers and having a bit of fun with them, just seeing what they can do. I quite like brush marker, you can get a bit more mark making with them, can't you? And yeah, I was quite pleased with how that one worked out of this freebie. Welcome to the Forest by Morgan O'Brien. You get it from his Ko-fi. If you go to his Ko-fi, they're available on there. The link is there for you to download. Then, whilst we're doing markers, I'll do my other marker one that you will have seen already this month. Sorry for the glare. Ooh, can't get rid of it. 50 Halloween Fairy Houses by Camila Anchikova. This has been, there's a whole video for this on the channel with my Copic markers, so no doubt most of you will at least spotted the thumbnail of it. But yeah, I did this little page. This is purely only with my Ohuhu markers. First time I've ever used them. Gone through quite a bit. Gone through onto my next page as well, because I'm an idiot and moved the sheet. But yeah, I really enjoyed working on this page. I really like the colour scheme of it. Quite like some of the mark making on the tree stumpy house thing. Pumpkins worked again, really quite pleased with them, considering I hadn't used them at all. Started on the pumpkins, hadn't had a feel for them. I don't love the fur on this monster, but you know, you can't have everything, can you? For a first go, I was pretty pleased with it, and I quite enjoyed working on this little fun page. It was quite a fun little page. Was this my first page in it? I think this is my first page in this book as well. Oh no, second page. I'm telling lies. Second page in Furry Halloween. 50 Halloween Fairy Houses. Sorry, Camila Anchikova. Can't talk. I'm an idiot. What else? We've got Fairy Touch of Magic by Clara Markova. I'm going to need to flick back in my book. There we go. Let me try and find the page. Ooh. Can see the booklet. Can I get the bookmark? There we go. I've not done a huge amount in this book. I think this might only be my second page in this book. I've definitely done another one somewhere, but oh yeah, one at the front there. Yeah, so possibly my second page in this booklet. This was booklet. I can't talk today. In this book. This is in Holbein's. I like Holbein's on Clara's paper, and I like it being quite nice and bright on Carla's drawings as well, because that kind of feels like it's correct to me. It's my own metallic paints and some Art Spirits watercolour paints in the backgrounds. The more glittery ones will be the Art Spirits ones, the flatter ones will be my own ones. I think there is a little bit on her little sweetie down there as well. And on the ghosts, they have a coating of something over the top of them that you can kind of just about see. And there's a coating on the moon. But yeah, I quite enjoyed it. It took a little bit of time, this page. There's quite a lot of detail in these pages in this latest book. They're a lot more complicated, her pages, in here than some of the earlier books that I've worked through. My husband absolutely hates these pumpkins. He thinks they're entirely evil. Every time he came in and I was still working on his page. Oh, you're not still working on that page? Those are horrific. Get rid of it. Doesn't like them at all. He says if you walk past, they'd bite your feet. Which they probably would, wouldn't they? But, you know, you could avoid them, couldn't they? They haven't got any arms and legs. But yeah, my first Halloween page in this Clara Markova book. I like bits of it. I don't love it, if I'm honest. I don't quite know why, but yeah, I quite like the little skeleton in here. I don't mind the pumpkins myself, but I do see his point. Yeah, I don't know. Not totally loving it, but Fairy Touch of Magic by Clara Markova. And then my last one this month is, of course, a bit of R.J. Hampson. Kind of a month without some R.J. Hampson. So Moonlight Mischief. I don't know why I can never say this book. Terrible glare today. I'm sorry. I clearly moved a light somewhere. I need to figure it out. And then I have done this month this page. So Things That Go Bump in the Night. I did enjoy working on this page. I cannot lie. This is in my Luminance pencils in the main. I think I did use a bit of Neo 2s actually in the background, so I think I used the Luminance pencils in here, but then I did use the Neo 2s on the outer bit, which is why it's the same colour but slightly lighter. And obviously they've got the same colour names, so they are the same colour, so you can use them together quite nicely. But most of it is in just Luminance by itself, and then a bit of blender pen to work it, because I didn't want too much of the paper texture showing through. But yeah, I did enjoy this today. This month? I can't talk today. I don't know why I'm trying to film when I clearly have no brain today. I do apologise. But yeah, I did enjoy this. Obviously, lighting effect was a bit complicated in this, and trying to work out, you know, where these two light sources are liable to hit on the various different creatures and bits and pieces. I wasn't totally sure, but yeah, I quite like it. It's got that kind of warm, cosy by the fire feel, hasn't it? And that's what I was aiming for, really. But yeah, I quite enjoyed it. I think I did use a little bit of acrylic pen, like in the fire, and some of the sections that are a little bit nearer the fire, just to get rid of the black edges where it's illuminated. But I've left most of the line work in for a lot of this page, because it kind of felt like the characters needed it. It's only really like here where the light's hitting the edge of his arm and the edge of his face that I will have taken the line out, and then the greenery that's very close. Again, didn't want the black too close to that, but yeah, I did enjoy working on this. It's a cute page, and I think this is my first one in this hardback version that I've just got. So I do have a couple in the other version, but my first one in R.J. Hampson's Moonlight Mischief. Slow down and then I might be able to read it. Yeah, that glare's driving me nuts. Get away. Let's get rid of it. Now I'm in shadow a bit. Things are not working so well today. Anyway, sorry for the glare. Clearly I've moved something and hadn't realised. I will have knocked. And I think that is pretty much everything that I have got done during the month of October. So some bits of Halloween-y bits and pieces, some bits not so much. I'm not a great Halloween colourer. I know a few people have tagged me in a few videos lately. I do apologise that I've not done any tag videos. I've just not had the time to do them, really. And well, more, I think someone tagged me in the How Many Pumpkins video a while ago, and it's just finding the time to go through my lot of books to work out. I've just not found the time, so I do apologise. Yeah, thank you very, very much for watching. Hopefully you're doing some amazing colouring. I'm not sure which I think is my favourite this month. I do quite like this one. But who else have I... Oh, I quite enjoyed Hannah Carlson as well. But yeah, let me know. I don't think I've decided on which one I've enjoyed the most this month. I've enjoyed doing them, but none are kind of sticking out like super high in my mind at this moment. But yeah, which one did you like? Let me know. Thank you very, very much for watching. I'm waffling on now, so I better go. Bye bye.